Today's Pidgeot EX deck highlight feels like one of the craziest brews I've played in Pokemon Pocket to date. Leading on Dredion as well as Mew EX in our front line, we are a tri-color deck whose big finishers work with energy of any color, allowing us to still be incredibly consistent. Mew in particular has felt phenomenal in Mythical Islands release, being something that can frontline and take damage with retreat for minimal cost or bounce back to our hand with Budding Expeditioner, while also doubling as a finisher against decks like Mewtwo and Charizard. I was really impressed with both the base Pidgeot and Pidgeot EX in this deck. Having the flexibility to evolve into whichever one is more ideal in a given situation makes it really difficult for your opponents to keep up with. Dredion is quickly becoming one of my favorite frontline cards in the game, able to buy you multiple turns even against things like Pikachu that are hitting for 90, and notably it cracks back for damage without any energy investment at all. I absolutely love our one of utility Pokeflute in this deck as well. It has fantastic utility for both versions of Pidgeot, either giving the EX extra damage on its Scattering Cyclone, or giving our baby Pidgeot something else to drive off into if your opponent's bench is otherwise dried up. If you enjoy the sweet games with this deck, be sure to smash that button for the rest of the day. Have fun with this fantastic pile of cards. I am unlikely to play the easy, obvious decks today like Superior Celebi, just for people who are new. We're going to focus on trying to build things that color outside the lines a little bit. This feels like a Tempo Sabrina angle for sure, yeah? I think we're working up towards genome hacking as well, I think is my first play. I think Mew EX is going to be a phenomenal pairing with Weezing for sure, because Weezing decks have struggled into things like Charizard, historically speaking. Does Dredion do damage if it gets knocked out? It does. MTG Bot does not do Pokemon Pocket cards. You know, maybe I was supposed to power this up, actually. Possible. So, do I put Dredion up here and make them clear this as their second point, and then Mew can genome hacking to finish this? I think is our line. I really need to hit our stage 1 next turn, so we're not susceptible to Sabrina. The Giovanni's fine here, because they don't have a second potion. So, Mew with extra energy lets us clear the Starmie. And then I just need to, I need to not die to a Sabrina. That's a neat interface. Yeah, I think the dragons did exactly what we wanted them to do here. The problem here is if I don't draw another copy, our other copy of Mew next turn, we lose. Or if they hit heads here, we could be dead too. Okay, they bricked on that. I need my second copy of Mew to not be dead to Sabrina. And I already burned my Sabrina, so that's not an out here. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Just need them to not have second Giovanni here. Are we done, gamers? It's feeling like we might be done. Sweet game. Mew and Dredion here both getting a flex. Mew is a very good Pokemon Pocket card. Now, something that's noteworthy here is that Mew is bad against Celebi. There's a big thing to call out about the card in the metagame. Which means whatever you complement Mew with, you probably want it to be solid into Celebi. The Celebi only work with grass energy, yes. This is looking like it's gonna be a Pidgeot EX game. A notable breakpoint here. Celebi hitting Dirtian means that it goes to 110, which lets Pidgeot EX clear it with only 2 bench Pokemon. So the rough skin here is a notable breakpoint. You know, this card not having a weakness is also super relevant too. It means it never goes down in 1 to these 90 pointers unless they have a Giovanni. Oh, is Celebi any kind of energy? You are right. Superior only works with grass energy. Celebi works with any. Oh, I guess that means Mew EX is okay here. Oh, the little plus from this is cute. Wait, did they X speed? Oh, this is just, they have this bonus effect on it, huh? That's what this means? Yeah, okay. It's the same icon as X speed, though. I think I'm powering up the other Dredion here in the back line. So I can have a flexible attacker. Heck. They Vine Whip with 1 because they have Superior on their bench. Put energy on here and pass the turn. They're choosing not to attack? Did they forget they needed the energy to attack? Are they retreating? Retreating would be real bad. Yeah, they're trying to navigate the game to a point where they can put Celebi up. No, wait, is this fine? I think this is fine, actually. Because they crack me for 70. And they just decide they can't win? This is them deciding they can't win, yeah? They had the absolute best possible setup here for this. And we're actually just gonna clean them out, it doesn't matter. Did your Pokemon die? I think my Pokemon might not have survived. Thankfully neither is theirs. So, we're done here then, yeah? Yeah, wow. Up to almost 600 people watching on the YouTube side. Tap the like button over there, gamers, if you're enjoying the stream. Appreciate the folks checking out our brews this morning. I think against a Mewtwo deck, I want to power up Mew rather than Pidgeot. Something that's actually interesting is having Psychic Energy and Fire Energy actually in my deck means that, it means that I have to discard those energies when I use Mew's attack into Mewtwo EX. Whereas if you don't have those types, I don't believe you have to discard anything. It probably doesn't matter in either case, because knocking out their thing probably wins the game on the spot most of the time. But it's definitely something that could be relevant. I've not decided if I intend to play Marvel Snap today or not. It's going to depend on what viewer count looks like. If we keep ticking up on both platforms, I'm probably just going to play Pocket today. And now they literally can't side drive me without getting cracked by Mew on the backswing. If they side drive me, I clear their Mewtwo. Cool. Oh, I'm ready for the metagame shift this card's bringing, chat. I'm ready for our Mew metagame update. Holy. Bye, Felicia. Yep, and it only discards the Psychic. You're gonna see Mew in every deck. I think one Mew will be good in every tournament deck at least until the metagame adjusts appropriately. It is very possible you don't want Psychic Energy in this deck. That's one of the things you'll have to test and figure out. Pidgeot EX here does 80 plus 20 more for every Pokemon on their bench. So currently cracking for 120. So I think we're about to clean them out here. I think Mew is going to force these Mewtwo and Charizard decks to diversify their win conditions or just die. They are no longer going to be able to be all in. They are no longer going to be able to be all in on their single attacker. Yeah, so the Poke Flute here, I bet we can hit for 140 if we needed it as well. They got 10 coin flips because of Superior, doubling all their grass energy. I assume part of it is people basically have paper Pokemon brain rot and want it to be more like the paper card game, but it's really weird to me how many people keep asking for deck sizes to be increased in Pocket. I don't think they're ever gonna do that, but it's weird how often that request comes up in my comment section. Mew is not good in this matchup. Superior only doubles grass energy and only doubles grass energy on grass Pokemon. They are very, very careful and restrictive with how you can add additional energy to Pokemon in this game. You explain how Budding Expeditioner is better than X-Speed. Yeah, it resets the card. It removes all the damage. It lets you use Mew EX as a starting Pokemon to then return it back to your hand later and be able to reset it and do damage with it down the line. No stage 1 and no dragon is said here. Could not dodge Weezing here, unfortunately. Yes, Budding Expeditioner is Koga for Mew. Man, I wish I had Pidgeot EX in my hand queued up. Am I playing this back out? Probably to play around to what's it called? I think Pidgey's hitting the board here too, since I drew Pidgeot and I work towards the second one. Game plan here is draw our EX, I think is the game. I think we're just building up the second at this point. I think I wanna drive off here, actually. Leaf and X Speed are both pretty annoying here. Opponent notably playing a 1-1 split on the Weezings. I think that's definitely worth testing. Notable, you can't play 2 of each. You can only have 2 total copies of a card named Weezing in your deck. Search is the best draw in our deck, because it gives us multiple draws, which we need to get out of this spot. Asymmetrical attacks and cheap attacks line up well into Mew. Yep. Weezing and Arbok are excellent anti-Mew cards on top of being weakness into it. Or type advantage into it, I should say. Yes, Mew also can't copy Gas Leak is very noteworthy. Start on drive off and see where they go. It's awkward that my bench is full and I can't get the dragon out. Just buying some time here. If this card hadn't been buried so deep, we'd be in a better spot, but that being said, I think we're still serviceable. Muck does extra damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. Yes, Pidgeot EX threatening to 140 per hit is a big deal. 170 HP is also nothing to scoff at either. I'm really surprised Weezing is in their deck, given that it looks like they only have... Or, sorry, that Muck's their deck, given that they only have one of this Weezing. Once we switch it and clear this, we should be good to go. Knockout point 10 minutes in goes to us. Yes, Poke Flute potentially very useful here to slide another basic onto their bench to make our EX's attack bigger. And we have Drive Off here as well, ready to mess with them also. And then when they put Muck up, the Poke Flute gets them. Have a friend back. Scatter to the wind. That was gas. thank you for the nice amount of months. I appreciate the 69-month resubscription. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. The other card gamer given with certainly to be true. I queue into the same deck 2 matches in a row, and instantly someone posts, "Oh, everybody's playing only this deck." If you would like my #1 suggestion for getting better at card games, developing object permanence, a lesson I frequently work on with my toddler, is a good thing to develop in order to be better at games like this. Learning that just because something is no longer in your field of vision does not mean that it simply doesn't exist anymore. Jeff got my nose and never gave it back. Yep. We really need a Dirtle Dragon. Well, I mean, that certainly doesn't hurt. Oh, our lack of Dirtle Dragon here is unfortunate. I need to be able to switch into the Dirtle Dragon and get 10, 20 on them, so that way the Pidgeotto can clean up. I really want to play Mew. Playing Flareon as a back end in this deck's probably sweet too. So you can clear the Celebies in one with that. I think we're going to be approaching a metagame where Flareon is very, very good. I don't have a Poke Flute yet either is the problem. I guess I could hit Flute or Dragon at 8 cards though. Do I switch up to the Mew here? I think I'm supposed to clear the Caterpie. That's close though. It feels bad that I haven't found a Dragon. I don't have a Flute yet. But if we top deck the Flute next turn, we get to clear the Celebi, so that's fine. Flareon, Vaporeon, Dirty Deck sounds really fun. I would recommend reading Vaporeon. Unless you mean old Vaporeon. Wait, I'm really confused. What? Classic. Classic spike the game into the trash can.